Okay, good afternoon once again. That was just to give a perspective of what we do as Botswana Ash, so that as I talk about these products, you know how they are actually generated. I'll change a little bit talking about industrial minerals. We've been talking about metals mainly, diamonds earlier. So today I'm just going to be talking about the industrial minerals and their place in the future of mining for this country and for this continent. All right. The two chemicals that you saw that we produce, soda ash and salt, they play a significant role in our daily lives. And this is whether it's glass that we're using, whether it's bottled, container glass, or whether it's a flat glass, or whether it's using in our food, or the automobiles as well. Those windscreens that's made from glass is made from soda ash. I just want to highlight that our location here in Botswana provides a regional centrality that will be able to allow us quite easily for products to reach the region and to the interior of Africa, whether it's the products that we do now or the product that will be developed out of the ones that we are producing at the moment. All right, so as indicated, I'll be talking about the value chain opportunities. And in talking about these value chain opportunities, I'll be looking forward because the backwards value chains have been touched and will be touched throughout the conference. They are similar to the rest of the mining industry. But for the forward ones, they are unique to our plant. I just want to put a disclaimer here that I'm talking about these opportunities with the view that there is further development that is required to realize this and change them into great business opportunities. Right, and then starting with soda ash, the value chain for soda ash, the areas where it is utilized is in the glass industry, as I indicated earlier, flat glass, container glass, mining and minerals. It works there as a neutralizer and also for addition in certain production of certain minerals. In the paper and pulp industry, in the chemicals industry, as well as the detergent industry. So soda ash is a base to the production of a number of chemicals, which provides an opportunity for further beneficiation there. So there are some of the end users that are indicated there. I talked about a few of them, whether it's your car, the glass on your car, whether it's the bottle of beer that you drink from, but also the different chemicals, whether it's baking soda that you use at home, or in other processes as well. If I may just deep dive into, at the world level, those are the different segments that I talked about for the use of soda ash. And you can see, when you look on the left-hand side, that is the world stage, and then when you look on the right-hand side is the African stage. Earlier on, Olibile mentioned that Africa represents only 2% of trade in the world. You can see exactly from this slide that you have over 72 million tons of soda ash produced worldwide, and we only have 2.5% use on our continent. And this is a narrative that we need to change going forward. The per capita usage of soda ash on the African continent will reach 1.2. You see how low it is by 2034, so in the next 10 years, whereas developed countries are already sitting at about 17 kilograms per person. You can see the significant difference there. You can see that gap providing an opportunity for us as we develop as a continent. There are opportunities in different sectors. I talked about the chemical sector, for example. But for today, since we talked a lot about energy, we talked about battery-grade manganese earlier on. and we talked about the plans for the country and the continent to transition and produce more solar. So I'll focus my effort in that area, not meaning that all these other areas do not have opportunities. They do have opportunities that can be developed if you are interested in them. So moving to the first one in terms of the solar ash space in renewable energy. This is one of the growing sectors in terms of the lithium carbonate batteries. And as discussed earlier by Guyani as well, you will see the role that is played by the different minerals in the preparation of batteries. So soda ash is also used in the production of what is called lithium carbonate. The carbonate in lithium carbonate comes from soda ash, whereas lithium will come from mining and mines like in Zimbabwe. And we've seen a significant growth in the lithium carbonate market over the last 5 years at 26% average annual growth rate, which is quite significant, expected to be around 9% over the next 10 years. So there is still growth, significant growth for the lithium battery space, and this is driven mainly by the EVs, electrical vehicles production, but also renewable energy, as I talked about, the storage of that energy. And I've put the source there for reference purposes. Where we're sitting, Zimbabwe, our neighbor, has got significant mineral ore for lithium. And they have expressed interest in developing it in country. I'll change that to on continent. And we, as Botswana Ash, we have the soda ash. Our capacity might be 300,000 tons, but where prospects are available, we have a potential, significant potential to expand. So we should not limit ourselves to the pie that we sit with. We must create a bigger pie for the continent. And regional cooperation between countries presents a huge opportunities for us to grow together, because when Zimbabwe grows, Botswana grows, when Botswana grows, Zimbabwe grows. So when it comes to lithium carbonate, 1.5 tons of soda ash required per ton of lithium. So which means that this can be set up whether in Botswana, it can be set up in Zimbabwe, or Botswana has an extra advantage in terms that you are using more material, and so to reduce your logistic costs, you could actually set up in Botswana. But having said that, as you develop any project, there will be some headwinds that you face. And these headwinds do not mean that you should stay shy away. As developers in the mining industry, you will know that taking up to 15 years to develop a project. And current geopolitical situations, the environmental issues, as well as the economic factors, play a role in terms of where do we go with EVs. And those are some of the factors that one will have to weigh in making that decision. When we move forward, solar as well, a lot of solar panels produced in China. On the continent itself, no production at all of solar panels. And yet this continent presents the greatest opportunity for renewable energy, for the production of solar energy. And the question is, what is required? We talked about some of those minerals. And also in the production of the glass that is used on solar, you need the soda ash. So I believe it's high time that we look at this exponential growth of solar and not be left behind as the African continent or as Botswana, but also play a role in advancing and making sure that it is actually produced within our country. So I believe that is an opportunity. The soda ash is there. The production of glass is there. Yes, there are other components that one has to look at that also should actually be brought on continent. Yes, we've seen some of the headwinds Trump, especially with his tariffs, it's affecting everybody around the world, and their withdrawal from the Paris climate agreements. Those are factors one has to take into consideration as we develop this. But in my view, the African continent, Botswana, must be part of this. We must not be spectators. All right, and then moving to the second product in terms of salt, it also has some different prospects there. A lot of times I meet people, they say, oh, you guys produce salt. Okay, it's the salt that we use in our food. They don't realize that that pipe that is reticulating water, that PVC pipe in your house, has actually salt in it. It was made using salt as well. So through the chloroalkali process, where you produce chlorine, you produce caustic soda. Those are the chemicals that chlorine goes then into the production of PVC as well. So we do have customers that are in this space producing these products. And then we obviously, I talked about the food grade animal feed. Water treatment is another space that we use some of this product, but also the detergent market. Right. So out of these different areas, the different opportunities that I present here, I have picked the chloroalkali industry. I am aware that we have two big plants in South Africa in terms of who produce these products. But the location, the amount of salt that we produce millions of tons of salt, and we are not selling all of that. We sell all the soda ash that we can produce, but we don't sell all the salt that we can produce. So it also can present an opportunity for where we're sitting, moving forward into the African continent for the production of these chemicals. And why do I believe that there is a potential? Is because Southern Africa, and it's mainly South Africa because a lot of these they get imported into South Africa and then distributed through the other countries. They import more than 450,000 tons of caustic soda, and caustic soda is made from salt. So that shows you that there is a net shortage of this product in Southern Africa alone. However, there is a trick. The trick is that for every 1.1 ton of caustic soda that you produce, you also produce 1 ton of chlorine. And that's where the challenge is. Chlorine, the market has not been fully developed. In which case, if one develops some of these projects, they need to look at the chlorine tree and look at those products or chemicals that can be produced on the chlorine side so that you are able to move your chlorine to allow you to be able to produce the caustic soda as well. I say there are tailwinds. The tailwinds is that I talked about the big plants in South Africa. These days it is possible to develop a modular plant small enough for the market that you will have identified. So, and then you can grow and build on top of that. I didn't realize that you were standing there, I thought I was faster, but that is it from my side. I believe there are opportunities in the industrial mineral space, beneficiation, as much as in the other sectors of the mining sector, and I urge all of us to take those opportunities because we can produce more of these products to support you in the industry. Thank you very much.